are you guys doing here? Penny! Hi, Penny! Second channel, welcome back. Welcome to the most authentic, fun, maybe not fun, hangout channel in all of YouTube. My name is Danny, and we have, actually, we might have a lot to do today. Today's co-star is Lazy Penny, just sunbathing. Look how big she is. Are you kidding me? Oh, it is so hot here in Florida, but what's crazy is right now it is scorching hot. And then in a little bit, we're gonna have a rainstorm. Literally, yesterday and the day before, we had such bad storms after a scorching hot day that the power went out at the house for like a good 2 hours each day. It was terrible, but we're back, baby. We back. As you guys already know, this Sunday is another mowing day. The grass is very, very tall. I mean, look at this. It is terrible. And we do have to get back there as well because it is growing everywhere. So that's gonna be fun. You're probably gonna see that on the second, not the second. You're probably gonna see that on the next second channel video. Penny, come on. As we're in the title though, in this video, we're gonna find the next big project for the main channel. But before we get into that, I need to update you on the shop that we're trying to build for in the back of the house. One of the main points of buying this property for my wife and I is so I can have a lot of land back there to build myself a shop. In the previous video, you heard that we finally signed a contract with the builder, and well, I have another awesome update. The permits have been submitted to the county. I believe we should hear back from the county in around 40 days. I'm praying everything gets approved properly. This is the back of my house. It looks like I'm in the middle of the woods. It's actually really bad, but all this is gonna be cleared out. The builder actually came and we walked on the property and everything, and we pretty much marked where the shop is going to be sitting. And I don't want to give too much away, just slight updates, because there's gonna be a massive main channel video. Here we have a mark, which I don't know why there's a mark there actually. That marker right there, I don't know if you can see the red marker, the red little, hold on, right there. I believe that's where the shop ends from here. Actually, yes, that sounds about right. So that's where the shop ends from here. And obviously the shop is gonna be a 30 by 60. So it goes all the way back there, and the shop is going to end up right where this marker is, or a little bit more back. Now, we did find out some news that I didn't really want. Here's the thing. So my house is elevated, I believe, 15 feet above sea level. When they were building the house, instead of bringing in dirt, I'm sure they also brought in dirt, but they dug a massive hole here. I think this is pretty interesting, but as you can see, there's trees that they knocked down and they just throw in the hole. You can see right over there, there's like a crater-sized hole here. And the front of the shop kind of falls not in the middle of the hole, but a little bit more back. But remember, there's gonna be a massive shop door in the front, so we're going to have to fill up this entire hole with dirt, along with elevate the shop with dirt. So even though I'm pretty excited and we walk the property, we know exactly where everything's gonna be. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys the paper right now that we marked down. I think we might be in around over $10,000 in dirt to fill up this hole. I'm not very happy about that, but I knew that going into buying this house. I just didn't think the shop would fall right where the hole is, that we do need to fill it. The plan was kind of further back behind the hole, but the thing is, my property ends all the way back there, but you need to leave 75 feet of trees and Mother Nature. So you don't have your full property towards the back. That is why the shop can't be all the way back. And the fact that it's a 60 long, it's very, very long. So yeah, we're gonna have to spend a lot more money on dirt, but that's okay. We're gonna be able to do this. I'm so excited. And actually, let me go look up the sketch so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So that's where the house is. You can see we got around 17.91 feet over where the X5M is parked. And then the shop is gonna be to the left, just like that. We're gonna have 8 feet from the fence, and we're leaving 76 feet, like I mentioned, of vegetation. So yeah, that's the update on the shop. Now, I had to go to the county and get some documents notarized, like the owner builder, because I will be like my own contractor. So I'm gonna hire people to do the dirt and the clearing of the back and the grading and the concrete, and that's a lot. But it pretty much started. We're here. I think we're still waiting for the county for the permits and all that to be approved. So yeah, that's where we're at. I thought that'll be a pretty cool update to give you guys on the second channel. I don't know what we're gonna jump into now, but we have a few things to do, and then we're gonna sit down because I want to talk to you guys about the next build for the main channel. and kind of my mindset and how my mindset goes into buying or picking a car for the channel. Okay, let's jump into it. Really fast cut. In the last second channel video, we installed a modification on the X5M, which was the Red Tiger F17 Elite dash cam. That's still going strong, but check this out. I'm literally turning the X5M into a beater truck. I've got two massive fenders for the Corvette. The other one's right there. You're gonna see that in the main channel video. Look how big of a mess this is. We're real on this channel. Look at this, look at this. Have you guys ever seen an X5M this dirty? But the camera has been great. It shoots 4K in the front. It's also got the in-cabin camera. It's got a rear camera, which I haven't set it up because I don't really want to be honest, but you can do that. What? I'm in the Mercedes now with the same dash cam. So I didn't want to hop on here and tell you guys they're having a Prime Day deal. So just the code that's on the screen, I want to give you guys the best discount, the best price. Link in the description. Prime Day, baby. I'm going to be buying a lot of stuff for Prime Day, actually. And look at this. You can switch out the settings. So right now, both things are showing. You can just, oh, you can make me bigger. Oh, what did I do? You can do the front. So cool. And you can also put the rear camera in there. But shoots 4K in the front, 1080 in cabin, 2.5K out the rear. The nighttime footage is truly awesome. I mean, it kind of doesn't get better than this. It's got that star, I believe they call it like star or something, I don't know. And you guys, I mentioned this before, but you guys remember when we went to that long trip up to Tennessee? We drove like 2,000 miles in a newly rebuilt C63S on the main channel. Well, we actually used this camera to get a lot of the footage up and down the mountains. Someone's looking at me because I do look like a crazy man just talking to myself. Through the Red Tiger phone, it's super simple to just connect to it and then I download it. That's how I'm using this footage that you're listening to right now. Isn't that cool? Look at this guy. Like, I hope he stops because I'm coming, right? He saw me. That would have been a dash cam. That was actually kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. And I'll be sure to link it in the description for all of those of you that want a dash cam. Ladies and gentlemen, the Santa Fe needs a battery. I guess from the battery dying so many nights overnight and having to jump it, even though the door lock actuators did fix the issue, the battery was really weak at this point, so we're gonna change it up. Okay, gotta get this thing out of the way first. And the battery's so small. Get the negative out. Boop. Get this one out. All right, here we go, folks. Let's go buy a new battery. The amount of batteries I buy a year should be studied because remember, every single time I buy a car from auction, the battery's done. So I gotta buy a so yearly I buy about 5 batteries? 5 batteries a year? Maybe more? Probably more. That's pretty bad, right? Wait, that's actually awesome. What? Massive change of events. It was free. It was under warranty. So I literally walked in, I gave him the phone number, and then he was like, oh, for the Santa Fe. And I was like, yeah. And then he then handed me a battery, and I was like, oh, I don't have to pay, huh? And then I left. Let's go. Hopefully the cops don't show up later, but pretty sure it was free. He didn't ask me to pay. So we saved 190. Wait, where's it? We saved $95 battery swap. Yes, this is awesome. Let's go. Free battery going in. Yes. This is awesome. Also, yes, I don't know where the locking thing is for the battery. Kind of sucks, but it's fine.
Happy birthday to you.
Birthday update. We somehow made it to the beach.
Somehow.
We were talking. We haven't been to the beach in like at least a year. And we live like 20 minutes from the beach. So that goes to show like you always take everything for granted when you're used to it. So, but look at this water. It is so nice and clear. Look at this. You kidding me? Wow. There's like nobody here too. Look at this. What is it? Oh, what the heck? Let me see. Wait. Whoa. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
It's a sea slug.
No way. This is like National Geographic. Oh,
Look
what?
Look how it burrows in there.
That's crazy. And we are back at the office. I have a few cars and we're gonna run through them. Now, here's the thing. These cars are fun for me. So when I go to buy a car, I think of how fun can they be. Am I excited for this car? Not, am I on Instagram scrolling, does this guy have a car? I want it, I'm gonna buy it. No. I don't think that's very sustainable, and I just don't like that. I like just doing my own thing. Like whatever I find fun, I'm gonna buy and do. If it's a McLaren, awesome. If it's a $3,000 BMW, even better. Whatever's fun for filming is what the energy needs to be there. The story needs to be there. It's not just what's the biggest and best that I can get. And I hope that portrays in all the videos that we do, because that's truly how I feel about this awesome thing that I do called YouTube and rebuilding cars or modifying cars. Okay, let's run through the list. Budget is under 10,000. We can I think a few of these cars are in between like the $10,000, $15,000 area. For example, on here I have a Mercedes C63. If it's like Christabel's C63, which I believe is the W205, those are going for 10 to like 15 or probably more the less damage they have. So let's start with that one. Let's see how much these are going for. This one's a buy it now here in Florida for $23,000. But look at this one. This one's a 2020 AMG C63. It's in Virginia. It's got front rear end damage, which it's not, that actually isn't bad. And I've always wanted to do a quarter panel, so that one's really exciting to me at least. Front end damage. This one's not bad at all. This one's probably gonna go for over 15. 88,000 miles. This is not bad actually. The seller is Geico, so that means it's not like a scam. Like whenever the seller is an insurance company, it's because the car was totaled out. Someone didn't buy it, couldn't rebuild it, or had a bad engine and then decided to sell it again. And it is a pure sell, which means whatever it goes for sells. So that's not bad. That one's not bad right there. We have a 2018, but that one's already at 10.2K, and then you still have 21 hours to auction. So that's gonna be an 18, 17, probably $1,000 car, 100%. So these are a little bit out of budget. Now we can go for the older version that has, I believe, the 6.2 liter V8, but there's not that many for, oh, that's so 2010. Look at that front end. That's not bad actually. It's kind of just missing. Ooh, look at the frame. Oh, that thing is like more than a banana. That thing's like fully 90-degree. That doesn't look fun. When I'm buying these cars, I'm also like, can I do this? Like for this, you would need an entire frame machine probably. Unless we cut the frame leg and put another one in, but still. I don't know. Maybe not the Mercedes. Let me know though. Let's see. Ooh, on here I do have an Audi RS7. I think those are pretty cool. There's literally only 7 RS7s for sale. Now, there's also another auction website called IAA, which I also like to visit. Ooh, 14K. Look at that. 2016 RS7, 110,000 miles for 14K, but oh, it's got rear quarter damage. This one's actually not bad at all. As it does have, I think it runs and drives, right? Let's see. Oh, video of it running and driving. That one's not bad. That one's really not bad, to be honest. 14K is on like the, let's see. Look at that. You're paying $400 for a quarter panel. Shipped. That's insane. No, I think that's local pickup. This is local pickup. So this was $400 for the frame, for the quarter panel, and then $350 shipped. So you're paying $750, tax probably $280, and you have a quarter panel. And if you buy the Audi RS7 for 14K, but here's the thing though, I think it needs a front bumper. And that's where things get very expensive. 4-liter V8. The Mercedes is also a 4-liter V8 actually. I wonder if they have the same engine. I don't think so, but V8's pretty cool. On here, I also have an RS3. There's barely, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, that's insane. Okay. Never seen anything like that. Yeah, there isn't really any RS3s for sale. These cars are sick though. Same as the TTRS. Oh, I would love those, but they're never, it's so hard. Like if I want to buy one right now, these are all auction, not assigned. So it's like, who knows? It could be a week, it could be a month. And on here, I do have a Golf R. What's crazy is, I'm actually going to look at the picture. Instead of the Corvette, I actually almost bought a Volkswagen, not Audi. A Volkswagen Golf R, and I want to show you guys. Oh, there's another car I accidentally just clicked on. I was interested in this, and it's not terrible, but I didn't end up buying this. But then again, it's not terrible because the frame leg looks straight. But you see how the hit right back there, the wheel well just, not fun. Not fun at all. When the shop is done, we can actually take on these big projects, which is why I'm so excited. Oh, should we talk about the Aston Martin? Okay, I mean, I was as close as it gets to buying this Aston Martin. I know we're like way going out. This Aston Martin had a buy it now of 21,000. It is a 2019 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. I don't know if that's the name. I don't know if that's the proper name, but the only reason I didn't buy this car is because, and this is where you have to be attentive. In this picture, there's no fluids at the bottom. If you scroll, you can see that the ignition is on in this picture, and right after this picture, but right after, boom, look at that. Look at the ground. A puddle of what looks like oil. So they ran this car with no oil, and it takes seconds. Or I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure they ran it without any oil. It literally takes seconds, y'all, for the car to just for the engine to go bad if you run it without oil. So something very, very important when you're bidding on cars. I was gonna buy it, and my friend was like, look at that picture in the bottom right. And this has the same engine as the Mercedes, and the oil cooler for the Mercedes, I believe it's down there. I'm pretty sure it's down there. So I'm not gonna tell you guys where my heart lies in this little list, but I am buying, or I did already buy that time by the time you're watching this, one of these 5 options that I just gave you. But let's look up some Golf Rs. How much are those going for? 2019. I wanted the 2024 though, like the new one. Those look sick in my opinion. Let's see. See, none of those are for sale right now. 2022, I think, is the same one. This one's sick. I love the rear end. I think this is a white one. It's missing so much. What the heck? It's not an insurance auction, I don't believe. It doesn't really say. It does have insurance markings though. Damage doesn't look bad. It says, oh, hail damage. Wow. So that's damage all over, I'm guessing. Doesn't look bad though. It just has a few circles. Hail damage? So you can find some crazy deals like this. The next one is a V10, and it is a BMW. It is an E60 M5. I don't know if there's any from Copart that I've seen. And obviously I'm kind of speed running this. This takes me like weeks to like sit down every day, make a list of all the cars, and check Copart and IA every single day to make sure, or to be able to find the car and not like miss out, because a lot of these cars sometimes go up for auction really quick, and if you're not checking like a couple times a week at least, you might miss them. 2007 M5. It's already at 10 grand. Wow. But this one's got like no damn 51,000 miles. Not much damage. Undercarriage damage though. I've never purchased a car with just undercarriage damage. That sounds pretty scary, but it starts. Oh, let's hear the engine. Sounds solid. Sounds solid. I've always wanted an E60 M5. That's since the day I went to Vico Virals' shop and we did like a video together. He showed me his E60 M5 with the V10 engine. If you close your eyes, it literally sounded like a Gallardo. It really, really did. I think these cars are so fun. And like I said, I want fun. I want affordable that people can relate. And then once in a while we can do like the expensive like we did with the R8. Oh, I'm gonna do a full cost breakdown on this weekend's main channel video of the Corvette, and you're gonna be so, at least I was very surprised. Let me know what you guys think. Would you buy an RS7, an RS3, a Volkswagen Golf R, BMW M5 V10, a C63? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm not big into the Golf R, so I'm going to delete that. There's no RS3s. The C60... So it's between these three. It's between these three. Which one would you guys buy? I'm not going to lie. I already bought one. I'll see you guys next time on the main channel. Peace!